My review of the Blendtec Wildside Designer Series. It's a touchscreen blender. Blendtec stands by its product. It says that it's a five-sided jar, so it's supposed to blend better than other leading blenders. And what else they said? Oh, they said, oh, it's a touchscreen, so yeah. Pretty much that's how they get you. They tell you that it's a five-sided jar and it creates a vortex. So because it has a five-sided jar, like the other blenders only has 4 corners. So Blendtec says, hey, we have 5-sided jars, so go with us. Here's the problem what I'm having with Blendtec, and I'm going to show you in a minute. You see, this jar is called the Wild Side. It's supposed to be the best jar. And I was on YouTube and I was looking for a blender to buy, and for some reason the Vitamix and the Blendtec kept popping up as the best blender. So I just said, okay, I'm just gonna get the Blendtec. The reason why I chose the Blendtec is because I did not want to work with my blender, meaning the Vitamix you have to like plunge the top, you know. So that's the only reason why I chose the Blendtec, because I did not want to plunge and work with my blender. So now this is called the Wildside Designer Series blender. It's over $500, and I'm making this video to report to the public to not buy the Blendtec, and I'm going to show you why not to buy the Blendtec. Here's why. You're gonna run into this problem all the time. Blendtec does not repair jars. I repeat, Blendtec does not repair jars. If you buy a Blendtec blender from Blendtec, they'll send you a jar every time it breaks down. They'll send you a jar because you have 8 years warranty, so they'll send you a jar every time it breaks down. And if the motor breaks down, they'll fix the motor too. But here's why I'm making this video. What's the point of sending somebody a jar over and over if this is the problem? You see that rubber part? That's called the gasket, and Blendtec does not repair that. They just send you a jar and they say, hey, well, you know, instead of buying a $100 jar, why don't we just send you a new one since you have warranty? This is going to keep on getting loose. If you purchase a Blendtec blender, this black part is called the rubber gasket, and it's going to keep on getting loose. The blade will not seem like it's leaking, but here's the problem, and I'm going to get to it right now. This is the book that the Blendtec comes with. Here's the book. And we're going to make a mocha frappe, right? This is the book that Blendtec says follow their instructions, making a mocha frappe, right? So they want you to make a mocha frappe, and it says you can use like any kind of chocolate. So here we go. We're gonna use this Hershey's chocolate. Give me a second to open it up. All right, we're gonna use this. Dumping into the Blendtec right there. It's like a, matter of fact, we're not going to call this like a mocha frappe. We'll call this like a iced coffee, right? And I'm following the instructions from their book. So put that into the Blendtec, right? They said that we have 5-sided jars and we stand by our product. And we're touchscreen. Give us $539 and we'll get you the best iced coffee there is, right? So we're just gonna put some more coffee. It's just so we could get that flavor going, you know. Once again, you see the ingredients, right? This, what else? Hershey's cookies and cream and ice. That's all I'm putting in here. Give me a second to put the ice in. Now, mind you, when you watch Blendtec videos on YouTube, you got this man blending up metal, blending up baseballs, blending up what else he blend? iPads, he blends 5S's, he blends all this stuff. All this electronical stuff. He blend a whole broom, a whole wooded side broom. And now here I am as a consumer to tell the public how does this work, right? Because you're gonna run into this problem with Blendtec, you're gonna keep on running into that problem. This is how it's gonna work. Okay, why it's not turning on? Okay, there it go. These numbers is how many cycles you use the Blendtec. So the number that shows when you turn it on is the number of times you made a smoothie. And I got this on the 16th. Today's the 20th. I thought something was wrong, so I was playing with it. So mind you, we're gonna put this on soup. This is called soup. And it's supposed to warm this up. But if you want it to be iced coffee, you could hit ice cream. Now all of these buttons are presetted. So now we want this to be hot, right? Because it's like a coffee like. It's like coffee because it got chocolate. It got the ice Maxwell in it. So we want that. Okay, now this is called the Wild Side. Blendtec stands by its product. Oh, why don't you come with me? You know, we got 5-sided jars and pay $100 for a jar. So we make the best ice cream. We make the best ice lattes. Not, as you can see in this video, here's my countertop. Look at the back. All of that is everything spilt out of the blender. Look at that. And this is, I only use 1 scoop of that, ice, and cookies and cream. And here we got, look, the cord is tangled up because it spinned. Look at my counter, it spinned around. I had it up here, remember? Now it's all the way back here. I wanted to show you here in the blender, this 500 and over blender. They even got a couple of blenders on there for $1,000. And look, it's leaking all over. It actually, I had to stand back when the blender was going because it was a drizzle in here. It was rainstorming. This blender makes it rain. That's what they should call it. Blendtec, make it rain on them. Cause look at this. It's all over the counter. It's all over the counter. It's all over the screen. As you can see, I didn't touch it. Look at that. Now the blender is saying, this is the icon is saying, oh, more than one. Look at that. You see all the coffee on the side of the blender? You see how it drizzled all around the side? Look at the back. You see? It all came out. Now we're gonna put this up so you can see. Look at that. So while you buying this Blendtec over $500, it's supposed to say, oh, we're the best blender. Now mind you, I didn't want a Vitamix because I did not want to work with my blender. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I didn't want to work with my blender. I didn't want to have to plunge and to work with the blender because the Vitamix has a big plunger and you got to work with the blender. But as you can see in the Vitamix has something that covers this part so the water would never touch this, because if water goes in here, the motor is damaged. And if you have warranty and you bought it from blendtec.com, they'll cover that. But if you bought it from Costco's, you only have 7 years warranty. So after that, mind you, I only had this since the 16th, and today's only the 20th. It's December 20th, 2013. I only got this since the 16th. And as you can see, look at all of that. And that was only 90 seconds of blending. And look at my whole counter. I called Blendtec about this problem, and they said, oh, we never heard about this problem. And no, I never heard about that problem. I don't understand why your blender is you know, raining like that and spilling over the side. They said that they never heard of that problem. So I got on YouTube and I spoke to some of the blender channels, and they said Blendtec is very known to have this problem. Wild side jar. This is a jar that's supposed to say that's the best, right? Look at that. It's dripping. This black part, they call that the rubber gasket, and that's the part that comes loose. And it only worked for a little bit before they send you a new one. So what Blendtec does, how they get their money, is they make you pay over $500 for a blender, and they just say, oh, you have warranty. We're just going to keep on sending you a new one. Come on, look at this. It just spills out. So I'm just making this video to let everybody know, do not buy Blendtec. Just get you a Vitamix. It's the same price. You know, if you just want a blender and you want a good smoothie and you want a good green drink, you know, I guess you're just going to have to get a Vitamix, because all the other blenders are cheap, but they're not going to last that long. So this is like supposed to be a good professional blender. But like I said, the only reason why I took this blender is because it was touchscreen. I'm not going to lie. That was the only reason why I got this blender. They both had reviews on them. Mind you, this is what I'm dealing with, right? This is what I have to deal with. I think I forgot to put an ingredient. I forgot to put this in there. So, yeah. I just want to tell y'all, this shit is bullshit. But because I'm forced to have this, you know, I mean, I don't know if I should just return this. I mean, I want to return it, but before I return it, I just want to warn the public about the issue. saw the countdown in the blender, and you saw right here, all of that, it spills out your product. Anything that you're blending, it spills out your product inside of there because of that rubber gasket. And while I drink this, I just wanted to report to the public so they can know not to buy Blendtec. I'm a Blendtec user, and I don't stand by their product. As you can see, this is my whole counter, and it's all messed up because the Blendtec is shaking, it's sprinkling, it's raining. Moral to the story is Blendtec sucks. All of their all of Blendtec motors, I don't know if that's the problem, if anybody else, but most of the people on YouTube most of the blender channels on YouTube that I review of the Blendtec Wildside Designer Series, it's a touchscreen blender. Blendtec stands by its product. It says that it's a five-sided jar, so it's supposed to blend better than other leading blenders. And what else they said? Oh, they said, oh, it's a touchscreen, so yeah, pretty much that's how they get you. They tell you that it's a five-sided jar, and it creates a vortex. So because it has a five-sided jar, like the other blenders only has 4 corners. So Blendtec says, hey, we have 5-sided jars, so go with us. Here's the problem what I'm having with Blendtec, and I'm going to show you in a minute. You see, this jar is called the Wild Side. It's supposed to be the best jar. And I was on YouTube, and I was looking for a blender to buy. And for some reason, the Vitamix and the Blendtec kept popping up as the best blender. So I just said, okay, I'm just going to get the Blendtec. The reason why I chose the Blendtec is because I did not want to work with my blender. Meaning the Vitamix, you have to like plunge the top, you know. So that's the only reason why I chose the Blendtec, because I did not want to plunge and work with my blender. So